Hi, this is Armando with the Boxing Corner, talking about a fight that just happened a couple of minutes ago. It was a fight between Carl Froch and Yusaf Mack. Gotta admit, never heard of you. I've heard of Yusaf Mack. I've just never seen him fight. This fight was talked about. It was set a couple of months ago, and to be honest, I knew this was going to be a kind of stay busy fight for possibly Lucian Bute sometime in the first quarter of next year. And I actually thought Yusaf Mack was going to do a little bit better. I've seen a little bit of him on YouTube, but I wasn't really impressed, so I took it for what it was, kind of for whatever it was worth. It was just a stay busy fight. Froch was putting up his IBF belt. It was pretty much 3 rounds of Froch just doing what he wanted to do. Froch scored an early knockdown in the first round that had Mack. Obviously it hurt him to the foundation because he was holding, and it was he kind of made it out because Froch started putting the pressure on him. Second round was a little bit more slower paced than the first round because the blitzkrieg that Froch did on Mack, and the third round had Froch stopping him. The ref stopped the fight after a knockdown, and the fight was over. So this is going to be a video based on, because I hear on Twitter and other people where they talk about, there's this underlying crap where people still want to bitch and complain about Ward and Froch. The Ward and Froch fight, and then obviously Froch and Bute. Froch will beat Bute again. He will beat him again. He will beat him in 3 fights and 4 fights. And in my opinion, Froch will always beat Bute. But with the Ward situation, I still think that Ward will beat Froch in a rematch. Froch looked amazing against Yusaf Mack. Take it for whatever it's worth, like I said. But people tend to think that, when Ward fought Chad Dawson, he was weight drained. And yeah, he was probably weight drained. And yeah, he scored his 2 or 3 knockdowns and stopped him in the 9th, or actually he didn't stop him, Dawson quit. Lucian Bute fought Denis Grachev. I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name right. He was also a 175 pounder. He had just beat who's that one guy? Regardless, Denis moved down to super middleweight, and obviously Bute, it wasn't that entertaining of a fight. It was entertaining to a certain point, but Bute didn't shine. Now Carl Froch fought Yusaf Mack, a 175 pounder, they said, coming down to 168. And I read some people were saying, Froch, he beat a guy who was, whatever. And there's other people who were like, yeah, Froch fucking rules. Now, I like Froch, I like Ward. There's really no fighters that I don't like. But I don't think it's fair that people like to, for some reason people don't like Ward. I really don't know why. Should he have met Dawson at a catch weight, maybe in the middle? Yeah, sure. But his belt was on the line, and Dawson called Ward out. So Ward came down to meet Dawson came down to meet Ward. So now Bute, Ward, and Froch all fought light heavyweights. They moved them down to super middleweight, 168. And while Ward weight drained Dawson called out Ward, and Ward's like, fuck it, I'll fight him, come down and meet me. Alright. Froch, the same thing, defended his title against Yusaf Mack in a stay busy fight, and Lucian Bute was just trying to get his feet wet again. And yet Ward does not get his, I guess, due just. Ward beat a better fighter than Denis Grachev and Yusaf Mack, but the consistency of people, just for whatever reason, do not like Ward. And I think fair is fair. You should give Froch, Bute, and Ward crap. If you're going to give Ward crap, give everybody a crap. If Froch had beat Dawson and people gave him crap, then, you know, whatever, you know, but be fair and be equal. Back to the Froch and Yusaf Mack fight. I mean, I really thought Mack was gonna do a lot better, but yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about Ward, Froch on a Froch, you know, Mack. Even though I did do that a lot, but for the most part, I never I would never understand the give credit where credit is due, or don't give credit where credit is due to everybody. You know, if you're gonna, if he's weight draining him, he's weight draining him. But that's just my opinion. You're probably thinking I'm ranting, and I probably am. I was just, it's just frustrating. That's all. It's just frustrating. So that's pretty much it. Froch just ran through this guy. He never stood a chance. He's gonna, in my opinion, he's gonna run through Bute. I think Ward and Froch should move up to a light heavyweight and fight the Pascals, the Campillos, the Clouds. I mean, there's a couple of guys up there they can fight. The super middleweight division, everybody's already fought everybody. So I think they should move up or whatever, because Froch still has a bunch of fights left in him. Ward definitely has a bunch of fights left in him. Bute is a little bit more in the danger zone, in my opinion. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. This is Armando with the Boxing Corner, and I'll see you next time.